For question number 3, they want us to find the tangent of x over 2, given that tangent of x is equal to negative square root of 5 over 2, and x is in quadrant 4. So I'm going to use these to make my triangle. So I know I'm in quadrant 4, and I know my tangent, which is my opposite over adjacent, is square root of 5 over 2. Now I need to make one of them negative. Well, going down for y values is negative, going to the right for x values is positive, so it's the square root of 5 that I need to make negative. And if you do the Pythagorean theorem, we figure out that the hypotenuse is 3. Okay, so x is in quadrant 4, which means that it's between 270 and 360 degrees. So if I divide all of those by 2, x over 2 is between 135 and 180. So x over 2 is in quadrant 2. And tangent is negative in quadrant 2. Now, the identity does not have a plus or minus like the sine or cosine. So I actually don't need to choose between plus or minus, and I'm not going to artificially put my own minus sign here. Basically, I'm just going to solve the problem as normal, and my answer should be negative. So on this particular problem, because they're asking for tangent, we actually didn't have to do any of this quadrant stuff. I mean, we still need to make our triangle, but we actually wouldn't have to calculate what quadrant x over 2 is in. Although it is going to be nice to know as like a confirmation that tangent is going to be negative. But not because we choose it to be, just because it will be. Okay, so if I actually solve, tangent x over 2 is equal to sine of x over 1 plus cosine of x, which is negative square root of 5 over 3. So I'm referring to my triangle. And this is over 1 plus 2 over 3. So this is fractions inside of fractions, which means if you multiply them all by the LCD, which is 3, then we're going to get negative square root of 5 over 3 plus 2, which is negative square root of 5 over 5. And our answer is negative. But again, not because we chose between a plus or minus, but just because of how the math worked out. But it is nice to see that it is consistent with this. So consistent.